received a question from a business owner, and it was basically, how do I get over that fear of not knowing if the path I'm taking is the right one? You know, there's always that feeling of maybe in trepidation that you might not be on the right path. And so I wanted to talk quickly about the way that I feel like sometimes we understand if we're on the right path by getting past and testing wrong paths. So what I mean by that is sometimes in this diagram here, you're going to see we are the A in this diagram. And you will see that to get to C, sometimes we're going to hit a B, which is like a dead end. So that dead end is sometimes very valuable because it allows us to know where we don't want to be, or nope, that didn't work at all. And so now I'm going to take another path, and that path is going to be, I'm going to feel better about that path because I know I don't have to second guess myself. And so when we find ourselves at a fork in the road sometimes in business, it's not a bad thing to fail, to take the B route and then realize that is not working out. That is not a fit for me, or it's not profitable. Whatever the reason it doesn't work out, take that as a valuable lesson and asset, because then you know that at least that's not an option anymore. Whereas if you always sit at this intersection, this junction in the road, if you're sitting there at that fork, and now in real business, there's I'm not going to complicate it too much, but there's like a ton of actual different paths that we can take. At each business juncture, it's definitely something that is not as simple as take one, and if you don't figure out one, then the next one's going to be the for sure. But the idea is behind, you got to fail before you succeed, is sometimes it's very powerful to just quickly and efficiently as you can get rid of those options, but you only know if you test, if you quote unquote, if you fail, if you go down the path and then realize that's not the right one. So don't get too discouraged about any failures. It comes with a bad feeling, that word failure, but just look at it as one step closer to feeling like you're on the right road. Because recently I met with a business owner, and she was very, kind of stressed out about the fact that she's going to be making some big changes in her business. But when she came to me, she was at rock bottom. She said, what I'm doing now is not working. And so we outlined this new path, this new strategy, and it was really exciting. But after that initial excitement wore off, maybe after a day, she emailed me, and she woke up in the morning and she was like, I'm scared. I'm scared for this new venture. What about it doesn't work? I said, well, what's your other option? To continue doing what you're doing, you will be out of business because A, it's not working out financially, and B, you're miserable. You're burned out. It's not an option to continue down the, what you've been doing, that road. So realize that, make a correction, and then use that as a reminder that the new road is the next step. And yes, you'll go down that for a little while, and you're going to have to branch off and maybe try something else and adjust and continually use that strategic steering wheel to find really what's working. And there's never a it's working forever type of business. There's always going to be adjustments. So just enjoy that process. So that's my answer to the question, how do you get additional clarity on the path that you're on? Sometimes it's looking back and figuring out what didn't work and eliminating those things. What doesn't work for you can be almost equally as powerful as understanding what you should be doing, because it will give you that confidence that, and that's why I think it's important to get to a spot that you, of necessity, like, I need to change, I need to do this. If I can identify the necessity behind a change, a lot of times it's because I'm unhappy, because I'm, losing money or whatever it is in the business. If you can get past that, use it as a lesson and use those lessons as you go down your next path. So hopefully that's helpful. Would love to hear your feedback. And until next time, thanks.